Well, good evening. Good evening, Qigong friends, and welcome to another Wednesday night not as dark as it used to be. Steve, glad to see you from Evanston, and of course, everyone else. Glad you're here. So tonight, I've had a request to teach a couple of series, and if you take a Qigong class. Um, Most likely what you'll encounter is a teacher who's going to teach you the 8 brocades or the 12 swimming dragons or the 7 this or that. It's going to be a series of movements. And we do that here. So we have the 7 gates and the morning routine and some other things. What I've found over the years with teachers and with students is that people pick and choose, and they decide that they want to do this morning, they want to do these things, and they don't really want to follow this series. So, and that's just usually the way practice comes down. Maybe there's some people who really like just doing the same series again and again, and that's fine. So that's why I'm offering that today. And I'm thinking in case you might want to refer to these series of movements, if you like. So I've written down everybody, I think. And I can go ahead and send you a copy of a very old whole set of cartoons, images that I drew, illustrating these various movements and various series.
Excuse me, Stephen, before you begin, I came in, it's Troy Knox. I
Hi.
came a minute late and I did not hear what you said, that something is available.
Yeah, it will be. I'll just go ahead. You don't have to request it. I'll just go ahead and send it. I'll
No, I
send
don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
So we're going to be doing a couple of different series of movements. So like we're going to do a series of 10 movements. We're going to do a series of 6 movements. And rather than trying to remember them, I guess it'll be on YouTube. Actually, that's better. I think I won't even bother sending it. Just go to the YouTube video, and then you'll not only have the name of the movement and the order they go in, but you'll see the movement. So let's do that. That's better. Uh, so yeah, so that's what it'll be. Uh, so let's see. I think probably we got everybody or most people here who are coming. Um, what else? So just a reminder, we'll be doing standing practice, moving practice, and then we'll segue into sitting practice. So have something to sit on. And I've already activated the recording, so we can get started. Oops. Let's put it on speaker. There we go. So I'm encouraging everyone to adapt these movements, um, not only the style, but perhaps the speed at which you're doing them. So if you want to do this vigorously because you've had a lot going on today and you really just want to release some of your nervous energy, then you want to do it, like this. If you're feeling more calm and balanced, then your movement is going to be more subtle. And uh, in addition to paying attention to the movement, of course, we're paying attention to the breath. And this is very key, to move with awareness of the breath. So you're aware of the body posture, the body movement, you're feeling the body, and you're also aware of the sensations of breathing at the same time. Now you can do this quite slowly. However you feel like doing it. And as long as your awareness is on the sensations of the body, the movement, and the breath, and coordinating those two, that's very key. What we have already, just by doing that, is we have body, breath, and mind in harmony. And that's the practice. And the movements have been called a string of pearls, which means that the transition from one to another is quite seamless. So you can, if you like, just sort of reduce these movements rather than just stopping, and then let the stillness arise. We're still with body, breath, and mind. By mind, I mean the intention to keep the attention on the body and the breath. And now with the posture, we're not focusing on the movement, now we're focusing on the posture. The vertical axis will sort of just naturally become obvious. And this is a felt sense of being vertical. And if you like, this is can be a visualization of a laser beam of light coming from the earth up through the whole body, out the top of the head, or a big tube of light, big column of light. Now, if you like, you can use your eyes, and your eyes need to be partly open, and you can move your eyes so that the eyes will be looking down at the end of the out breath, and with the in breath, the eyes will turn around 180 degrees, looking into the body. The eyes will come up with the in breath and go back down with the out breath. The body is still, and the movement is in the breathing, and if you want, in the eyes. The eyes are moving very subtly. The gaze is dropped down, so the eyes are partly open but not focusing on anything. This, of course, this is a standing meditation posture. And the option here is standing mountain, where the arms and hands are a little bit stiff and out a little from the body, or standing one position where the palms are facing each other. So all of this is about bringing body, breath, and mind into harmony. So that's internal. And at the same time, we're harmonizing with the environment. That's what the vertical axis is, extends down into the earth like roots of a tree and up into the cosmos. So now we'll move our attention out, and we'll bow to the direction. So starting with the east, we'll dip the knees. Exhale when you go down. Inhale, you come up. Okay, another pair of breaths as we turn to the south. In breath and exhale as you go down. Another set of breaths, turning to the west. And then to the north. And then back to the screen. And before we go up, just sort of bring back that vertical sense of vertical axis. Okay. And then dipping the knees. Eyes follow the hands. Extend. In other words, the direction you're pointing, the attention goes way up. Comes down. Touch into that standing posture for a moment, and then bending. You know, the last one, we're bringing all of that back into the body. So we started internally with the posture, the movements, the posture, the breath. Then we went external. Now we're coming back, bringing everything back into the lower and middle dantian, into the body. Now this position helps to bring attention to the breathing because the palms of the hands are facing the areas of the body that move. So there's a natural expansion, the hands moving forward just a tiny bit with the in-breath, and then back with the out-breath. And this reinforces that vertical column. And the eyes are gazing down. Okay. Take a couple more breaths. And with an out breath, we're letting the hands back down. And back into the standing meditation posture. Now, we're not moving the arms or the hands, but they do move a little bit, don't they? With the breathing. Okay, very good. Now let's, starting at the top, just sort of loosen and relax the body, stretch out the neck. Now this is just circling the head. The other movements that are taught with this are the crane, where you bring the head forward, tuck the chin. With the breath. And then the turtle is the opposite. It's going back into its shell. And then circling the shoulders. The arms are heavy. They don't move on their own accord. And just making circles. And we're really trying to touch the shoulder blades together and then open the back. So we're opening the chest, then we're opening the back. So we're circling the arms, but it's not just the shoulders, it's the whole upper torso. Okay, and then if you like to boogie with this, you can do these opposite, and that's fine. It involves really the whole body. We're still circling the shoulders, and then the other way. We're just doing them alternately. So the reason for this is because we hold a lot of tension here in our shoulders, our shoulder blades, our neck. There's a lot of tension. And let's go ahead and release that with raising the shoulders. So dipping the knees and then lift up very, very, very tight. And then release. Okay, and then once again, dipping the knees, lift up. And we want to hold this, just feel this. Feel how this affects the breathing. And just feel the tightness. And then release. And then feel what effect this has on the breathing. Okay, very good. And next one, so is the opening the heart, the breath. This is done correlating with the breath. And the eyes look up and then down. You can smile. And we're actually we're arching the back here. We're bending, pushing the hips forward. Okay, and just for fun, let's try it at half speed. Okay, and then just normally let's reduce the movements. Okay, very good. And then rocking the pelvis. So one hand in the front, the other in the back, and just so we're pushing, we're rocking the pelvic girdle, they call it, the pelvis. So we're rocking it on the tops of the femurs and on the lower spine. Now, if you don't need the hands, you can just do this. The hands help at the beginning. Okay, and then circling the hips. Now this involves the legs. Going one direction and then switching, going the other direction. And so this loosens up where the legs connect to the torso. So now we can go into the balancing practice. And this, playing the piano position, this is just for helping to balance if you need it. And it helps to visualize and feel that central axis goes right between the feet. And then we're going to shift to the left, let the left knee bend a little, and that axis line now goes right through that foot. Then the other foot is empty. And we can lift the heel or lift the foot. Then we place it down without weight. Then we slowly come back to center and then go more. Sink down into that foot, get the vertical line over it, and then you can lift the empty one. And feel free to move, do any of the movements that we practice, the one-legged movements. Golden pheasant stands on one leg. This is all just fancy stuff. The main thing is to be balanced on one foot, and you can leave that toe of the other foot down if you like. And we do this all the time when we're walking. When we're walking, we're on one foot and then the other foot. So this is not anything unusual. It's just that we're usually moving too fast to really balance. Okay. Very good. Before we go into the series, I'd like to just go a step beyond what we did, and many of you know this. Crane walks the riverbank. So you start with the left hand up and the right hand back, and then switch. Okay, and then we're going to do just what we did with the feet, only it's going to be opposite. So with the left hand up, we're going to be balancing on the right foot. Excuse me. With the left hand up, let's see. Yeah, we're going to be balancing on the left foot. With the right hand up, we're balancing on the right foot. Sorry. So we're lifting the opposite leg from the hand that's forward. And so this is walking. This is just walking in place. But when we're walking, we're usually leaning forward and our legs are constantly trying to catch up to our head. But in this, we're keeping that vertical line, that column. We're keeping it right over the weighted foot. So the body's completely in harmony with the movement. We're not leaning forward. And we're going nowhere. This is very Zen. We're not leaning into the future. We're not running away from the past. We're right here in the present moment, moving in balance. So you're moving with your breath. And you can actually, of course, walk like this if you want to do a walking meditation. We've had groups when we've met in person walking in a circle. You could walk down State Street like this. Okay, so Crane walks the riverbank. This is an excellent practice, not only as a moving meditation, but for balance. And it's probably a little more fun than just holding a posture. So I really recommend this one. And then if you want to go from here, then you just hold. Okay. So that's a good practice. Do this once a week at least, and it'll keep your balance in tune. All right, so this series is called Return to Spring. It was taught by a visiting teacher from actually from mainland China, named Teacher Li. Uh, oh, 20 years ago, more, 25 years ago, I don't know, a long time ago. And it's a series of 11 movements. Okay. Some of these you'll know, and some will be new. Okay. So before we begin, just come back into your standing posture. Let me face the screen. And then reconnect, root down into the earth, and root up into the cosmos. Just for a moment. Okay. The first movement is called boat rowing in the stream of air. So it goes like the hands are going to come up, and then they're going to come behind the body, just like what we did with the crane. So when they come up, we're going to bend the knees and the waist. The natural breath is exhale when you fold up and inhale when you stand up. Now this is a movement that you can do deeply or more subtly. If you want an aerobic workout, then really bend the knees and bend the waist. We're still keeping the body vertical though. We're not getting out in front of our feet. That strains the knees. So we're sitting down. That's what we're doing. We're sitting down. And then we're straightening up. So this can be quite vigorous or more subtle. The main thing is do it with your breath. Okay, let's reduce the movements. Okay, take a moment. Next one is traveling eastward over the sea. We're going to turn the palms facing. We're going to shift the weight to the left, and then we're shifting the weight and we're turning the hips. So we're going to let the hips be loose. Let the arms be loose. We're not moving the arms much. This is all about shifting the weight, turning the hips. Now we're not going way up. That's turning the body to look at the moon. This is a little different. Traveling eastward over the ocean. This is very much about the hips, the weight shift. Okay, there's a little thing we're doing with the hands though. Sort of one palm up and one palm down, more or less. Now you can turn a little more so that you're going to the side. You can see this is very much oriented toward the lower dantian in the belly. As was boat rowing. Okay, let's reduce some movements. Okay, the next one is a posture. So I'm going to turn sideways. So it's called moving chi to the upper dantian. So I'll demonstrate it. Just watch once. We'll dip the knees, bring the arms back a little. As we straighten up, we're going to put the hands together. We're going to bring the opening between the thumbs right to the third eye, and we're going to arch the back. Well, that's the posture. Okay, well, let's try it together. So standing, dip the knees, palms together. Watch that space between the thumbs. It comes up, 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 right between the eyes, middle of the forehead, and then it continues to push back so that the forehead is facing up. Okay, and then let's come back. So what this is doing, we started with the lower dantian, the boat rowing, and then we did that front to back, then we did that side to side. And then in this series, and now we're raising that chi that we've created in the belly from the earth. We're raising that chi all the way up to the upper dantian, to the brain, to the third eye. Okay, and then we're just going to hold that posture and breathe into it. And I'll coach you through this a little bit. So ready? So find your steady stance. Okay, so dipping the knees and come up, palms together. Here they come. You watch them come, touch the forehead, then continue arching the back. Don't do it if it hurts. And we want to just be comfortable here. The light of the universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, is coming down through the hands directly into the head. And from there down the whole body and then out into the roots in the ground. So you can breathe in. When you breathe in, you breathe the light of the cosmos down through the body, and then out breath continues down and out the feet, out the roots. And then repeat. The other option is with the in breath, we're raising the chi from the earth, in breathing in, raising it up to the head, breathing out, sending it out into the universe. So either or both are fine. You know, you can stay here as long as you want when you're practicing. This is just another standing posture. Now let's take a couple more breaths. Okay, and then as we release, we'll separate the hands and they'll come out to the sides and around and down. And then reestablish the vertical. The body is now like a lightning rod. The body is now connected deep down in the earth, with the roots down into the earth, up through the body and out into the universe. It's one continuous connection. Okay. And so what this is said to do is this is very cleansing. It's just sweeping through the body, the great energy of the earth, the great energy of the cosmos. So the next step is expelling unneeded chi. So I'll keep standing this way for you. So here's how it looks. So it is a very powerful movement. So again, so dipping the knees, we're going to come up, and then we're going to sit down and pull the hands back, and then with the mouth, we're breathing out the mouth. Okay, so one more time. So start by sitting down, up, back, and the sense and the visualization here is we're expressing energy through the palms. It goes out and it goes down as compost. Okay? And then the way this is taught is you keep breathing that out several times. Okay? So let's try that. This is just a one-off movement. Okay? Just expelling unneeded chi. Ready? And then in breath. Don't do this so much that you get dizzy. But this is not just psychological or personal. It's not just we're getting rid of our habits, our tensions, our hidden traumas. I mean, that's happening. But we're actually moving the chi of the heavens and the earth through the body, and it, as we shoot it out, it's removing everything that's an obstruction. Okay? So I don't think we need to do that again, but let's just go through the movements without the expelling all the breath. So let's just sit down, begging dog, withdraw, and push. Okay, and then begging dog, and then back down. This is very practical. If you need to rid your system of something toxic, whether it's a relationship or an experience polluted air, whatever it is, internal or external, whatever it is, very powerful. Um, you can do it on its own, or you can first, gather the chi from below, gather the chi from above, and then move that through. That's more powerful, right? But let's say you've just gotten out of some, I don't know, meeting or something, and you get out and it's just, too much, and then you just, and so it's that intention and the breath that moves the chi. Okay. The next one is another posture, and it's called gazing at the moon. So, and it goes. I'll show you. It goes like this. I don't think I've taught this. So this is the posture. Oops. This is the posture. There's one palm above the crown of the head, and then the extended hand is as if the moon is between the thumb and the index, and we're gazing at the moon, and you can see we're creating the full moon here. It's very poetic. So in this posture, we're actually outside looking at the moon, or we're imagining the moon, and we're breathing that moonlight in and through the body. Okay. Now there's a wind up which involves a twist, but that's optional. I mean, the main thing is sink down, come up, one hand goes out, doesn't matter which one. And then this is a standing meditation posture. Okay, so let's do it together. Just pick the side you want to go to. Ready? So dip, in breath. So the moon is there, we're breathing that in, and then it cycles through the brain. The upper hand sends it back down into the body. The palm of the upper hand is down, it's facing the head. So another meditation posture. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and then circle the hands again. Now let's do it on the other side. So dip the knees. One hand, the hand, extended hand is at eye level or a little above. Okay, one more breath. Okay, very good. Now we're still doing the moon. Now the next one is called twirling moonlight above the head. And so we're going to sink down, and we're just going to make this sky cone. Many of you are familiar with this. This is the cone to the sky, okay? It's the opposite of standing mountain, or the balance to it, okay? So, twirling moonlight above the head. So dip down, come up, look up. Now we're going to turn. The arms don't move. We're turning the hips, shifting the weight, and we're twirling the moonlight. So it's as if our hands are holding this ball of moonlight, twirling moonlight above the head. So now we're we've done all this with the upper dantian. Now we're up above. And so this is another dantian, another energy center above the body. Just like the roots below the body, this is above the body. Okay, it's reduced. And back to standing. Okay, now that we've done all of that, we've moved all that chi, we've emptied ourselves out, we've gathered the chi. The next one, this is very old. This is called Old Man Strokes His Beard. And you don't have to be old or a man, and you don't have to have a beard. I check all three boxes, but this is the movement. So it's just one hand, yeah, other hand. So do this with the breath. And you can see what we're doing now. We've done all this with the upper dantian and the dantian above the body. Now we're internally, this is a Qigong. We're moving this energy down and down to the middle and lower dantian, and by extension down into the feet, down into the earth. So old man strokes his beard. Now you want to put a little body English onto this. Just because then it's more fun and there's more energy in it. Now this is the opposite of microcosmic orbit, and that means it's the same. Okay. Okay, let's reduce. Okay, next one, overlooking the ocean. So it's as if we're standing on a high place on a cliff. We can see the whole ocean. Our arms are out. We're going to bend over. And now we're looking at the whole Earth. We're up in near Earth orbit. We're looking at the whole planet. And we're this big. We're embracing the whole Earth. Okay. And then the second part of that is, and I think this is just happiness. This was not what Teacher Lee explained, but this is, once you're that big and you can look at the whole Earth, this is really all there is left to do. So you're just, this is part of overlooking the ocean. Okay. And again, this is a side to side movement, balances the front to back and up and down. Okay, let's reduce. Okay, lotus flower going through the mountain. So we're going to put the backs of the hands together, sink down. We're just rotating the hands together. Now this is to be done vigorously. The lotus flower is the fruit of awakening. The mountain is the body. So the energy of awakening moves right through the body. The lotus moves through the mountain. Now put the wrists together. It's a very energizing movement. Okay, reduce. Okay, and the closing to this movement, we're going to take and put the backs of our hands together, put the index fingers together. So pointing at the lower dantian. And we're going to bend at the waist. Put the fingers right at the lower dantian. This is cycling the chi through the upper body. Okay, 2 more breaths. And then just the very final movement. The teaching here is that you're standing in an infinite field of snow. It's just, in other words, it's just whiteness. It's just emptiness. Not cold, though. Just emptiness. Okay? And then we just do a few strokes of the flying crane. Okay. Well, that took a little longer than I meant for it to. So we're not going to be able to have time to do the sitting practice. If you would like, just go ahead and go into a sitting, a 5-minute sitting. You can remember in your mind and body any of those movements in your sitting practice, or just sit, whatever you'd like to do. So if you want to do that, go ahead and just sort of exit the scene or turn off the video. And then you can do your own closing. And we just did the closing for this set, so we don't have to do our usual closing. So I'll go ahead now, and we'll have our discussion, questions and comments, and we'll turn off the recording